Hey folks, Taco here. We've got this tree that I collected. Didn't know what it was, but it's got a lot of dieback. So it died back to about, well, just below here. I think it's time that I get rid of the top of that because it's just dead weight at this point. So I'm gonna cut back to right here. Sorry for the lack of visibility. Because as you can see, this part, as pretty as it would have been, didn't make it. So now at least I've got the base. I'm actually not sure what kind of tree it is. It's got nice looking leaves and all that, but I just don't know what this is. So let's see, there's just barely living tissue there, but I had scratched the branch just above it. No green, no buds. It's okay that it had a lot of dieback. I didn't know what this thing was anyway, so we'll just work with what we got, which is very few branches, but that's okay. Everything's looking pretty good out here. That's the hydrangea. The kiwi's looking good. This doesn't look great, but it is alive. So I'm not destroying it yet. I've got red oak, amber, I think it's called brandywine hybrid, doing good. Some of my trident cuttings are coming to life, which is pretty cool. I didn't expect them to, despite the trident baby that just died. My one dapple willow back there is doing good. The pomegranate is still blooming. I got some Mondo dwarf grass. We'll see what happens with that. My live oak, I think it's California live oak. I can't remember which oak it was, but it was an oak. That looks like it's got new buds on it after being chipped, which is great. If you can see, let's see if it'll let me focus right next to the focus. Of course not. Why would it, right? Yeah, it's too close to focus, but there's a little bud there. This guy looks completely dead, but it's still green underneath. So I'm like, keep going. Some of these needles are slightly green. It just got a really terrible color to it. They're soft. That's good. Cutting of my cypress because I've been chopping that thing up off camera. All the buds on my Alberta spruce are doing okay. We're working on pads and forming the branches there. Keep having to push the branches back down, except for that 6 middle one. Although that needs to be pushed down, it's kind of popped up again. Einstein clethra looking good. That one crepe myrtle not looking so great, which is sad, but whatever. Cherry's looking good. I did a little trim on that to try to help some, back budding ramification. Did another trim on my, my river birch, because it had a lot of pests. This willow's looking good. This is the Fusion project. The amber maple. Someone had asked me, I don't know if it was this one or the trident, it had that low down branch that's kind of vertical. Got a bud on the other side of that I can use, so that's nice. Otherwise, that one's looking okay. I did another thinning on that. It's probably the last one of the season. This one's been thinned a lot because it's got such great back budding and it's growing so strongly. But for now, I've got to just let it go. It is wired open simply to allow light in, and I'll remove that wire. I've already had to remove some because it started to kind of bite in. My big ash down there, it is got leaves coming out, which is good. The American hornbeam, I believe that's what that is. Correct me if I'm wrong. That one's looking good. Could be a blue beech. I chopped off the top of my pin oak. Now I'm getting great buds. I've even got a really good bud down here. You can see it. Not really. It's lower than I want. So I got buds down there. I've got buds kind of everywhere. I put this twist in, of course, to keep it from falling over. Rubber plant's looking good. Another willow. That one had a lot of wire bite for just a couple weeks, so I had to take the wire off of that. The Idia Virginianica Merlot is not coming back for some reason. I'm not sure if I killed it or what. It does keep getting birds landing on it for whatever reason. This is the dwarf Barbados cherry. I'd cut it back and put it out in the sun, so now it's growing finally. All that growth you see is in the last week. Cut back my trident again. I've got one branch on there that I absolutely love, even though it's on the other side of the tree. Right down there, you can kind of see between the bars. But the other ones, I'm not sure how I'm going to develop them. I really want to work on taper. This oak is still dormant. This crepe myrtle is still dormant, but those come out late. Did some trimming on this guy. This is my lace bark elm, coming back great. I'm probably gonna try to fuse all those shoots up top so I'm not cutting any off. Yeah, in the back there you can kind of see the crepe myrtle is doing good. All the coffees are getting their sunburn, losing their winter leaves. Forsythia looking great. I've got, let's see, that's another crepe myrtle. This olive is looking good. It's growing nicely. I just have to keep cutting off branches that have a lot of pests. This is a persimmon, this long stringy one. I'm gonna see if it'll continue to grow. It didn't have very strong roots on it. Oh, the silver maple fusion is doing okay. There's another perfect kiwi. There is a couple out here. There's oak, silver maple. There's a cutting from something. There's a mulberry, red maple, two Japanese maples. That one, all the leaves dried off, so I took them off. Got a bunch of stuff out front here, looking good. Got my money tree out. It is trimmed back quite a bit. I've cut back to just those two branches. We're going to see what happens. Lemon is growing nicely. Little baby fig. Those are some croton, doing great. A crepe myrtle I thought died, did not. Pineapple's looking good. Some cuttings. That olive is looking great. Really happy about that. That fig is still asleep, but again, not shocking. Ginkgo is not dead yet. Some ivy, some 9-bark. That thing's growing nicely. You can see there's some nice fresh growth in there, especially down at the bottom. Silver maple doing good. It's just got green leaves up here, not a whole lot of extra growth. But there is some new buds around the back here you can't really see. Right? Yeah, right above that tag. Oh well. Not really a bonsai, but the bay tree is doing good. This guy has gone back into dormancy. It is alive. It's green. I actually broke off a branch by accident. Right there. It's kind of coming back. My Cotoneaster is alive, but not coming back. Not sure if that's alive. Fig, ash, don't think that's alive. The coffee, it's doing okay. It probably needs to go out front of the banister railing to get more light. I got another flush of growth on my boxwood. That crouton's doing great. Another dormant silver maple that doesn't want to come back. This is my box elder. I've been cutting off been pinching off the extra leaves, but leaving any funny shaped leaves, like that one there almost looks like a weird trident maple. Any leaves, they're like a funny shape. I got some down here that almost look like they could be red maple. That looks like a tulip poplar, things like that. These little ones are got heavy lobes on them. We'll see what happens with those. But yeah, I've just been thinning out the extra leaves, not leaving the triples, to see what happens. It's growing okay. Question mark, privet maybe dead. We're just gonna leave it, see what happens. Ivies are doing good. Honeysuckle, river birch, this one's doing good. And one of the cuttings that was rooted in water. The other three are still trying to recover. My Chinese fringe flower, well, purple fringe flower I should say, is still thinking about coming back. It's alive, but it's just not doing anything. Ivy next to it looks all right. These are the seeds from Matt, the Kentucky coffee tree. Happy about those. Every single juniper in that is, not juniper, Virginia juniper, the cedar, and that is doing well. There is rust, but I've got it mostly under control for appearance. Another really strong ivy. Bunch of cuttings, or not cuttings, there's a bunch of cuttings, but also a bunch of, there's a box elder in here, another one back there, that is a cedar. They're all doing good. The cedar had a little bit of issues, but it's alive. Just came out of dormancy late, I think. This one is my favorite of all of my cedars. It's my little teeny tiny one. It's growing in the Adam Tice pot. I didn't think I'd be using this pot for this tree, but this is my strongest, healthiest cedar, so I'm not upset about it. And honeysuckle is my ash from Tony's Literati Challenge. Again, it's growing really nice, so I'm happy about that. Silverberry growing nice. Here's that. There's that crepe myrtle, which has, like finger thickness new shoots, which is good. It'll help heal the wounds on it. All this stuff's pretty much the same over here. This guy's still disappointing me, this hornbeam. It appears to still be, this is a European hornbeam, still be completely dormant, even putting the the growing basket, I'm not seeing any change, but I'm just gonna be patient. You can see all the flowers from the pomegranate withering on my coffee trees. But yeah, they're just burning off their old leaves, growing new ones. You can see right here is a perfect example. New leaves coming out there to be ready for the sun. Same, no death. Got a little spider, which is good. Yeah, those are all doing good. Yeah, this, I'm just not happy there's no growth around the front of the trunk here. That's why I turned it that way, you can see. But we'll just, I'll string them all together and see what happens. It should be doing good. And that is pretty much the updates. We'll see what happens with this little, I think it's some sort of cedar. It's a dwarf something. I'm fairly certain it's a dwarf because it's too old to not be. And yeah, that is the update. I am working on trying out some different paints on these pots. This is a textured paint. I'm doing a little experiment with it. I probably won't use this pot for very much, but just seeing what happens right now. It's got like a brown silver paint on it, and I'm gonna try to do a sort of red out of this, but got plenty of time for that. The other little ash stump here, there's no growth above like halfway on any of these shoots. And the coolest one, the coolest trunk, which is right in the middle there as you look at it now, that one is, I think, hollow and dead. So that's disappointing, but so is life. Whatever that was, it's dead. I think my persimmon here is still alive. I think I've got a pawpaw in the corner there that might still be alive. I tucked a little silver maple shoot in there. That's the grape, I believe it's dead. Dead rosemary, fig, Osage orange. I'm holding on hope, but who knows. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just battling bugs and all else things. Trying to get these things in shape and get them ready for the summer. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day.